Then you are going to take your trusty compass. This right here is my trusty compass. It's just a computer mouse. A huge thanks to Brian for sponsoring this video. Good morning, fellow mathematicians. Welcome back to another video. This is what I'm saying when I'm not saying at the beginning of a video, in case you didn't know already. So something's bothering your papa. I'm a bit disappointed in my community, but you did nothing wrong, boy and girl out there. You're all my sons and daughters and I love you all so very much. Recently I created a community post over here on YouTube saying that we should all sign a petition to rename the SSA congruency theorem into the A-S-S congruency theorem in elementary geometry when doing triangle construction. And you know, this is really funny shit that we are doing here on this channel because A-S-S, the S theorem. Do you know how funny that would be for 6th graders to write out the S theorem? Oh, this is really peak comedy. This is even funnier than, what was the name of the shitty meme? Pickle Rick, yeah, even funnier than that. Now, when I created this community post, I was serious. I wanted to rename the SSA congruency theorem, but people started to write weird shit down there in the comments. Hey, I don't get the joke. What is this? There doesn't even exist an SSA congruency theorem. And so on. And more people were writing this, and I was doubting myself. I was thinking, guys, there does exist one. I know this exactly. I'm teaching this at school. There does exist one. But in the American curriculum, as I have noticed, and in many other parts of the world, they don't really teach an SSA congruency theorem for one good reason that we are going to talk about today, but there does exist one nonetheless, and I'm going to show you why it does exist and how you can basically prove it, just giving a sketch of the proof. And people didn't read properly what I was writing in my community post. Namely, what I was saying is that we should rename the capital SSA theorem into the A-S-S theorem. Do you know why there's a capital S? Because this indicates that the longest side is opposite of the angle that we have given. And this is very important for the theorem to work. Later more on that, but for now we are going to do a little recap on all the other congruency theorems, and then we are going to talk about the do's and don'ts when dealing with the S. SA congruency theorem, good old S. So at first let's talk about the, I don't care which one, the ASA congruency theorem. This means that we have a side being enclosed by two given angles. This is really easy to construct. Construct your first side using a straight edge, then mark down your angles, okay, like this, and then you are just going to connect the dots with the ends of the first line that you have constructed. And hence the triangle is constructed, and triangles can always be uniquely constructed by ASA if the two angles added together are strictly less than 180 degrees, obviously. Now what is the next one? Let us go for SSS. This really doesn't sound politically correct if you ask me, same with the SSA one. So what about the SSS congruency theorem? Now this right here is always constructible if the triangle inequality holds. So two sides added together are always strictly less than the last side that we got here. Okay, if this condition holds, then what you're going to do is you are going to construct one of the sides, really doesn't matter which one. Then you are going to take your trusty compass. This right here is my trusty compass, it's just a computer mouse. This is what I'm actually doing in class 2 because I don't want to use the shitty rulers, compasses that we got there. And then you are just going to mark down your first side length. Then you are going to mark down your second side length, and then you are just going to connect points yet again. And hence the whole thing has been constructed. Now this right here is also easy. What about the third one? The third congruency theorem is the one where we have two sides given with an angle being enclosed by the two sides. Yeah, and this right here should always be constructible, if I'm not mistaken, as long as our angle A is strictly less than 180 degrees. And what you're going to do here is you're just going to sketch the first line. You're going to construct it with a straight edge. Then you are going to mark down the angle. Okay, this right here is going to be your angle. And then you're just going to place the other line. Okay, down there to the angle. Whatever, can also end here, really depends on the length of your side. And then you can just connect the ends of the sides yet again. And hence, the whole thing has been constructed once again. Now what about SSA? Many people were saying that there's no generalized SSA construction rule, and I agree on this. This isn't a generalized thing. Thing is, this right here only works if the longer side of the two is opposite of the angle A. Now let us suppose that we don't have the longer side on the opposite side of our angle. What is going to happen then? I mean, let's say we have one side length, which is in the middle, given, okay, like this one. And this side length is going to be longer than the other side length that we have. Now we also have the angle, which is going to be like this. Okay, we are going to mark down a line. Now what happens if this side length right here is shorter than this side length? It could happen in some cases that our side length won't ever meet our line that we have right here, okay, that we have constructed as a little sketch, which we are going to fill out later. You see, with a shorter line, this right here is not going to work out, in no case ever. But what happens if we have the longer line opposite of our angle? And this is where the SSA theorem is actually going to work out, and this is what we are teaching in Germany. And I'm going to give you a nice little sketch of the proof, which is going to be basically just a sketch. Literally, it's just going to be a sketch, and that's already the sketch of the proof, and this is how you can proceed proving the thing. So let's suppose we got a line segment right here, and this line segment has some kind of angle, okay, attached to it on this side. Now we are going to construct a side which is longer than this side length on the other side. And what you can do is, or what you should do for the construction is, you should definitely make use of your compass. And let's suppose that this side length right here is going to be this long. Do you know what's going to happen if we draw a circle around this whole thing? Okay, now we can start constructing this whole thing. And you are going to notice why this theorem is going to work out. Now, no matter what the angle right here is, if it's less than 180 degrees, it's always going to work out, since we have this side length, okay, being always down there to the arc of our circle, it's always going to work out. Okay, it's just something that is going to work out by construction. Since this circle of this line, okay, representing this line, is going to enclose this whole side length that we got here. No matter what the angle is, we can always construct the side, the left side that way. Okay, really doesn't matter what the angle is, for example like this, or maybe like this, it's always going to work out no matter what. And this is basically a very easy sketch of the proof that you can make use of. This is how you can construct a proof, if I'm not mistaken, in elementary geometry. And here, this is all I wanted to say about this. And maybe this taught you something new. So next time your teacher says an S theorem doesn't exist, he's not always right. There does exist an S theorem from time to time. And before I stop watching the video, if you're interested in more geometry, elementary geometry, triangles, etc., I invite you to try out today's sponsor Brilliant, who were kind enough to sponsor yet another video here on this channel. Now, Brilliant have been the sponsor of this channel for almost 2 years by now, and this for a very good reason. I for myself am an avid Brilliant user, and I'm using it on a daily basis nearly. It's not only because of their daily challenges that they offer, or maybe their interactive learning content. It's just the overall product that they deliver to myself and many other people out there, which is just absolutely fantastic overall and gives a very crazy good experience to all their users. The experience that I'm talking about includes interactive learning content, nearly 70 interactive courses in all topics STEM that you could imagine. Mathematics that we did today, physics, chemistry, philosophy, etc. Overall, the interactive learning experience is one of a kind on the internet, in my opinion. So try it out. Go over to Brilliant and try to search for a course where you don't know anything about the topic yet. For example, group theory, abstract algebra. Give them 1 or 2 hours of your time and you're going to know a lot about this topic. And not only about the mathematics behind it, like the formalism or what a group is. They also give you basic and intuitive and also visual understanding about why these things work the way they do. Especially group theory can be represented very nicely using visuals. For example, you can have permutation groups on a Rubik's Cube, or maybe you're going to form a group out of the numbers on your die, for example. And they offer you a lot more. The daily challenges are a lot of fun. They also bring in a lot of new courses each and every month, giving you new content for your money, which is really good. So if you want to try it out, if you think that Brilliant could benefit your life in any kind of way, then definitely make sure to check out the link at the top of the description, brilliant.org/FlammableMaths. With it, you're going to get free access to a big portion of Brilliant already, but more importantly, the first 200 people to actually make use of the link get 20% off an annual premium subscription, which is an absolutely fantastic deal in my opinion. Like mentioned before, you're going to get a lot for your buck, like seriously a lot. And they are expanding their repertoire of courses each and every month. So you're going to get even more for your money. So definitely try it out and support the channel this way. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, subscribe, recommend channel flag. If you want to support the channel a bit more, buy those t-shirts I created, for example, the Don't Be a Jerk merch that you see here. Or support the channel on Patreon. We also got STEM merch. We are selling the cool things over there that I designed. And up until the next video, I wish you guys a flammable day. Ciao.